It is. I don't want to know the stop prices. 2:05 in the morning. The night of not sleeping, and I need nicotine. Yes, it's not a proper cigarette, but it's always good. Nicotine and caffeine. Smoking's bad, kids, don't do it. This helps me relax though. No idea why I can't sleep again, I just can't. I kind of feel like I should be in not a bad mood, but I mean, normally I'm not in a good mood, but I'm not in a bad mood. I'm kind of neutral. It's kind of like if something bad were to happen, it's kind of like to be expected. But if something good happened, then it's a really good thing. But as it stands, I don't know. I don't know. It's this is one that I haven't really. I was going to say I haven't really thought through what I'm going to say, but when do I ever? Just stay. My phone charger is not working properly, so I have to prop my phone in an odd angle for it to work. Just wish I could sleep. To die, to sleep perchance the dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death what dreams may come. Wow, that suddenly took a very maudlin turn. I don't want to die. Fucking phone. God. See, this is what I'm having to do. I've got to keep it like that, so I have to prop it like that so it will charge properly. It's really annoying. No, I can't remember what I was saying. No, dying, yes. Just in case people are wondering, I don't want to die, I'm not feeling suicidal or anything like that. I don't really want to go into it because it's a very, very long story. But when you can't sleep, and I have had problems with depression in the past, you don't want to die, but the kind of peacefulness of death, especially when you can't sleep, seems not a bad thing. Again, I just want to reiterate the point, I'm not feeling suicidal, I'm not allowed to kill myself to try and get some rest, but the point being that the relation of the rest from death to sleep, I suppose that's kind of what Shakespeare was talking about, Hamlet was talking about. Shakespeare, Hamlet, the same person, basically. Well, you get what I mean. This one really isn't that interesting for people to watch. This is me sitting here smoking and drinking tea. Although, I will say this. I was doing a live from the workshop a few weeks ago. I can't remember which one it was. But I was there, paints in hand, jeans, not these ones, but jeans covered in paint, cigarette hanging out of your mouth, glass of wine, paintbrush, paint all over my hands, and I just thought that is the image of the artist. And that really made me laugh. I tell you what, actually, this will be an interesting insight for people because I set the camera to record because I was going to sit here for a moment and I was genuinely going to lean, come forward and do my usual hello into the camera. But when I can't sleep, this is exactly how I usually am. Feet up on the desk, cigarette or e-cigarette, cup of tea. So this is interesting for you guys because this is you seeing me as I normally am when I can't sleep but I don't record. Except I am recording. But I haven't really got anything on my mind to talk about, which is why I'm sat here in, I suppose, silent contemplation. Going cold. Weird not being able to sleep because I feel tired, my body feels tired. I feel like I want to go to sleep, but if I go into the bedroom now, I'm going to lie there and I am going to lie awake and nothing is going to happen. So I'm going to stay up until probably maybe about 3, 4 o'clock or maybe all night, who knows. But if I stay up till 3, 4 o'clock, I then go to bed, sleep for a couple of hours and then I get up again. And I feel rested. My body clock feels slightly out of sync. I feel groggy, I feel sick. I get morning sickness. But I will say this. It is weird that I feel rested because my body is telling me that I haven't slept or that I shouldn't. After 3 days of not sleeping, usually I go maybe 2 days max. No, actually that's a lie. 3 days max, 2 days on average. But by the time I get to day 3 and I haven't slept night 3 and then I'm awake on day 4, I know I'm going to sleep usually the next night, but I don't get how I'm still standing. I don't get how I'm still functioning. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me because I feel like I'm awake when I shouldn't be, which is a really weird thing to say because unless you have insomnia, it's a very hard thing to describe to people. But it's interesting as well because I know a few people, and I think a couple of people have commented on it, which is nothing against you. Don't take this personally. But they say like, oh, I have sleepless nights too. But I've also met people who said, oh, yeah, it takes me ages to get to sleep, and I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes. It's like, yeah, but you get to sleep. You wake up once in the middle of the night and then go back to sleep. try not going to bed and not being able to fall asleep. And then when you do fall asleep, you wake up literally almost once or twice an hour every night. That's insomnia. And I am saying this as somebody who knows I have a very mild case of insomnia. There are people out there who don't sleep for weeks, months, and years, and that I can't imagine that. So I feel very lucky that I can, that I end up going maybe 1 or 2 nights without sleep. But it's always a very hard thing to describe to somebody unless they have it themselves. And it's also the fact as well that I'm talking to you guys, but I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking to me. Because I upload these for me to watch back. I know I say this nearly every video, but this primarily isn't for you guys. This is for me. This is, my model making channels, my gaming videos. It's not a mask, but this is the most personal side of me you're probably going to see. Or at least this would be the closest you're going to come to seeing me being just me. Not that I'm not me in my other video. This is really this is one of these things, I'm trying to explain it to all of you. And I am going to be watching this back going, yes, I know exactly what I'm talking about there. But I know the rest of you aren't going to have any idea. Because what I'm trying to explain to you is in here. And what's in here is only ever going to make perfect sense to me. So you could say that all these videos are absolutely, utterly pointless. But they aren't pointless to me. And I think that's the reason I keep making them. I don't make them every night. Or at least not every night that I can't sleep. But I make them for me because it's a record of I suppose you could call it an echo of my internal monologue. What I'm saying to you now is literally what is coming into my head as I say it. Yeah, and I say you. As I said, I've said you guys and you, but I'm actually talking to you as in me here. This is the closest I come to actually being able to talk to myself and not sound crazy. Which I am. I know I'm crazy. Crazy's good though. I like crazy. Who wants to be sane?